Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today, we are going to be taking a fully spoilerly look at Doron Dororon, Chapter 24. As usual, there will be a short spoiler-free version, then we will get to the spoilers. This chapter is a pretty solid action chapter in of itself, but I think it's fascinating because it really illustrates Doron Dororon's greatest strength and its greatest weakness. Now, the greatest strength that Doron Dororon has had is that the mangaka has really seemed to internalize, don't try to make something original, just make something good. This is a stack of classic shonen tropes, which in short, all shonen manga are. The genre does not lend itself to great creativity in the terms of basic story elements. So, in order to make your story original, you have to completely ignore originality and move forward just trying to make a good story. It's like the classic Chinese finger trap. Once you got your fingers in it, the more you pull, the harder it is to get your fingers out. You have to counterintuitively push inwards, then you can pull your fingers out. So don't try for originality, just tell a good story. And that is what this author has done. The art is good, the action is good, the tropes are well played. There's no attempt to subvert tropes here, except in a few minor ways. A character who looks like is obsessing for romantic reasons is actually obsessing for professional reasons. So, but even within these subversions, they're still staying solidly within the classic shonen tropes. Now, the greatest weakness of Doron Dororon. This manga has a serious case of telling, not showing. Specifically, when it comes to the relationship interactions between the characters, I think it's because this manga is pitched at a younger audience. The mangaka is kind of afraid that younger students won't pick up on the more subtle emotional connotations of some of these interactions. In the previous chapters, for an example, when crazy obsessed coworker girl is talking with Doron about how it's talking with Kusanagi about how she feels about Dora, and Kusanagi confronts her, hey, you want a romantic relationship with Dora, and she's stressed out and she's surprised that Kusanagi is not upset with this, but it's like, hey, no, the more people that love this guy, the better. And that was addressing a very mature level of relationship where you're not jealous of your potential love interest BFF, because this is something that happens in a lot of real life situations. When a person starts to branch off into romantic relationships, this distinctly cuts into the time and emotional energy that person is able to give to their friends. And in every case, friends are jealous of this time, and it takes a very mature person to say, hey, you love this person, I love this person, we have different places in their lives, that's okay. We're going to be sharing the time, but, love is infinite, so why stress about that? Now, that is a very mature, wholesome message to put in a manga, but because it takes so much emotional maturity, I'm sure the mangaka was kind of afraid to present that merely through their interactions, and the mangaka felt it necessary to spell it out. Now, in this chapter, there's an even more egregious example of that tell, don't show philosophy, but that will be for the spoiler section. So, the spoilers are coming up. To give you a chance to click away, I'll tell you to go check out the links below the video to get yourself a copy of Humans Are Weird. I have the data, a collection of short stories showcasing the absolute absurdity of the human condition. Now, spoilers. So, our intrepid duo are about to face up one of the most insidious villains of any manga. And again, this is just the example of accept the fact that you are a shonen manga, take the trope to your heart and play it well. This is the classic story arc where you have a villain who can through illusion grant them their every wish. And so you have your warm-up battle scene where the villain just tries to capture and crush them through brute force. You have the heroes overcoming this, seeming to draw energy out of nowhere. You have the revelation that the hero has previously unknown, untapped and untappable reserves of strength that astound the villain. And then the villain pulls out the sneaky trick out of his bag. A fog covers the land, and the greatest desire of the hero's heart, usually manifesting as a lost loved one, manifests. And we get another look at Kusanagi's previous friend, Namezo. Anyway, that adorable little pug panda. Oh my goodness, that thing is both so hideously ugly and so cute at the same time. Mwah! Excellent character design to the mangaka. But anyway, we get to see the best parts of the relationship between Namizo and Kusanagi. And of course, no surprise to anyone, Dora's fantasy is having his mother back and being able to interact with his mother. And of course, our heroes almost fall to this before they gather the strength to break out of it. Now, that is the good part. This is a gleaming example of playing this trope straight. You believe it each step of the way. You believe that these revelations would be emotionally crippling to these characters. You 100% believe that. And you believe that with their combined friendship, they would be able to overcome it. And you absolutely 100% believe that had they not had each other, they probably wouldn't have been able to overcome it. And then the mangaka outright states this. 2 full pages just saying that what could have, in my opinion, could have and should have been done with a single panel with the two looking at each other gratefully, with that uneasy gratitude, then that where the look says, I couldn't have done it without you, and there's no need for words. I mean, the main panel on page 18 is just so unnecessary. But again, this manga is aimed at a younger generation. I might be overestimating the emotional sensitivity of your average younger age Shonen Jump reader, but I don't think so. I don't think you need to spell it out this plainly for a young boy to be able to get the emotional subtlety of this interaction. I really think that I think that pretty much all of page 17 and 18 was just unnecessary and could be cut out. I don't know. It almost feels like the mangaka said, you need another 2 pages. This is too, or it'll be too short. And just shoved that in there. But then again, the situation has occurred in previous chapters. So I think this mangaka just needs to have more faith in the emotional sensitivity of the primary audience of Shonen Jump. Anyway, and then the chapter wraps up on a cliffhanger. So that was my impression of Doron Dororon chapter 24. And just, again, genuinely showcasing the gem of a manga at its very best and simultaneously at its very worst. So what do you think? Do you agree with me that the main thing that's holding this manga back is the lack of faith in the emotional sensitivity of the audience on the part of the mangaka? Or is there something else that's keeping this manga at the bottom of the surviving manga stack in Shonen Jump? So tell me what you think in the comments. I'd really love to hear your opinion on this, because I'm such an experienced manga reader. Sometimes I don't know, would a young, inexperienced manga reader be able to pick up on the subtle emotional cues, or would they need that spelled out the way it were? The other things is, oh my goodness, Nemizuko's ears are just so cute. Anyway, hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote, and humans are weird. I have the data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play.